Alrighty, we are here for round 4 of GP Mishiro Town against Itai Yukul on Sultai surface. Uh, Stakes are a little bit lower. They have to be right back. So you get a chance to talk about this matchup. Oh, rolled a 1. That is not a good sign. Stakes are a little bit lower this round. We do not have to win to get into the top cut, but it would be much easier for us if we did win. The gist of what we're going into this round is currently. Give me a moment. I'm pulling up the bracket. Currently, I believe we have. Yeah, we have 10 people currently qualified for Top Cut. And from the look of things, 10 people who are ever going to be qualified for Top Cut. Oh my goodness, are all of the qualifying matches already done? Yeah, it's just this match and Cool Beans versus Scribble. So all of the qualifying matches are done. We have 10 people getting into Top Cut, which means the bottom 4 in the bracket are going to have to fight in a qualifier round to get into Top Cut. The reason why this is important is we're currently 7th seed in the tournament. If we lose this round, we may have to play a qualifying round. Opponent wins the die roll on a 13. Okay. I mean, turn 1 Swamp, turn 2 Deadly Dispute away. The berry is something, but double Smart Shopper, Journey Begins, no green or white sources is awkward. One of the things we have at our advantage in this round is that our opponent is on a lot of disruptive pieces. Agent of Deception, Omen of Deception. Those are going to be really dependent on us, trying to disrupt things that we're doing. And with that in mind, we can kind of get to play around some of that. We have a lot of time before they kill us because they're going to be killing us with Blind Keela, Aqua Crew, and Warden of Depths. This is a sketchy hand, though. Because if we don't get another green or a green or white source, this becomes infinitely more awkward. Granted, if we go Pathetic Cocoon, if we draw a Sunlit Ruins specifically, nope, we're looking at our opponent's deck, not our own. If we draw Sunlit Ruins, that gives us our green and our white source, lets us Smart Shopper immediately. We can also Pathetic Cocoon on 1 into Deadly Dispute into Journey Begins to go find us the 3rd land, though that is predicated on Deadly Dispute resolving. Our opponent could definitely have an Omen of Deception to mess with us. We're going to keep 7. I think off the back of Cocoon into Deadly Dispute, using our treasure for Journey Begins if needed. And I think if we are going to use our treasure for Journey Begins, we're not going to do so at sorcery speed on turn 2. Just because if we're using the treasure for Journey Begins, we might as well wait a turn anyways. Opponent on Nascent Light Vein on 1, not too surprising. And we draw an Imposing Iteration. Alrighty. Well, let's run out the Cocoon, make a berry, and pass it on back. The one rough thing about this hand is that it does not lay on a lot of pressure early, which can be very awkward for this kind of matchup. We do want to just kind of be pressuring our opponent every chance we get. They do have some removal in the main. They have 4 copies of Empty Shell. They have Avert Disaster for counter spells alongside Omen of Deception, alongside Agent of Deception. But Empty Shell is their only on-board removal in this. I guess they also have Aqua Crew. But by the point that they are Aqua Crewing us, we're in a sticky situation. So we're going to untap and draw. We draw Berry Fermenter. That could give us cause to Deadly Dispute away the Pathetic Cocoon. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to play a Swamp, and I'm just going to go to pass. And I'm going to get In Response to Fetch primed. While they can't have interaction up. So if we sacrifice the Pathetic Cocoon, that locks us out of being able to do a 3-mode extraction ritual. If we sacrifice the berry, that also locks us out of a 3-mode extraction ritual potentially, unless we keep the treasure for it. I think we're going to sack the cocoon. And we know our opponent doesn't have 1 mana interaction, so we're just going to go ahead and make the treasure, draw 2. Third swamp is really awkward. All right. Oy. Not loving where we're at right now. Opponent gets the island. Seafloor treasures. Cool. Let's pop out our opponent's graveyard. This is going to be very important. We see a blind Keela go to the bin. That is one of our opponent's early threats they could establish. They're also on double blue here, which makes me think they have Avert Disaster lined up. That's a Harbor Mail. We are now officially in the danger zone. So Harbor Mail is one of the best cards in the format right now. 7 Harbor Mail decks in the field, 5 of them locked for top cut. Half of the 10-player top cut is Harbor Mail decks. It's kind of crazy. This card has really thrived through the tournament. It really is 1 mana surveil, 1 draw a card, and then later on you get to do it again for free, which is just so crazy. They surveil to top. They play a swamp. This means no Avert Disaster, but they can have Omen of Deception up. They can Agent of Deception. If they have Agent, we can slip in a Berry Fermenter if we play the land first. But I'm worried that this is going to be an Omen of Deception. So we're going to draw. We get another Deadly Dispute. We could Journey Begins first here. I kind of like just going Swamp into Deadly Dispute in response to something that they're doing. Just develop the third black source. Because we can take our time. We've got an Imposing Iteration to push damage over the top later. And stack interaction is really what messes with us in this matchup. So if we can kind of squeeze through stack interaction, that's ideal. There's a blind Keela coming down here. So we're going to Deadly Dispute in response. We make another treasure. We are going to discard a hand size because of this, because we're doing it on our turn. But I do want to do this through what our opponent's doing. We get Redevelop Cityscape and Extraction Ritual. I'm just clarifying that I will have to pitch one. Could pitch a Berry Fermenter. Aqua Crew going away is scary because this tells me they have an Aqua Crew in hand, because that is a very good card against us. So Blind Keela is online. We could pitch a Smart Shopper here. I don't love pitching Smart Shopper just because Berry Fermenter wants that extra berry generation. Is it right to want to pitch Extraction Ritual here? I think it's going to be Smart Shopper to bin. Gets killed by their removal pretty efficiently. Nice thing about Cityscape is it will get us our other 2 colors of mana. We're going to take 2 from Blind Keela here. Opponent is paying 2 for Seafloor Treasures. It's going to be kind of rough. They're going to get to surveil 1, draw a card, and then do the look at top 2, put 1 into hand, 1 into graveyard. And this is the power of Harbor Mail, right? Lots of card advantage. And of course, because our hand did not play on pressure early, we do not get to capitalize on any time that we have. Our opponent's just going to get to pad their life total. The nice thing is they're doing this on their turn, so that's not Seafloor Treasures hitting us with Blind Keela and fixing their top even further. They binned Omen of Deception off of the Harbor Mail, and then binned a Warden of Depths off of the Seafloor Treasure, so they're now at 8 cards in graveyard. They can now begin playing things out of their graveyard. I'm assuming this is going to be on green. Yep. Opponent passes here. We're going to go ahead and untap and draw. We draw Berry Master. Oh, if we had an untapped land, we could jam Berry Master here. So we're going to crack a treasure for a green and pay 2 for Berry Fermenter. See what our opponent has to say about that. Opponent is thinking. The big thing here is if our opponent makes us... if our opponent goes for an Agent or Omen of Deception, we are going to pay the 2. It does tax us out of our treasure, and our third untapped land means our Cityscape means we don't have any other land mana to use this turn, but we will be able... We get a K? That's actually great. So we're going to go ahead and make a berry. And I think... we're going to go for Smart Shopper. Opponent is responding here with Empty Shell. They've not sacrificed a permanent this turn. So we take 1. This is a weird Empty Shell. Yeah, they realized Empty Shell can only sacrifice artifacts. Oh, that is so good for us. And this is not something we can rewind back from because they've looked at the top of their library from Blind Keela. So we get some significant advantage out of this. Good to resolve the Smart Shopper. So we'll make a berry. We are now clear on the board here. Opponent has 5 cards in hand. They could Aqua Crew next turn. All of our mana being temporary makes me think we should probably wait. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to play Redevelop Cityscape and just pass here. I'm nervous. Ephemeral Mire, so that's no Aqua Crew able to come down next turn. We are going to Cityscape on end step. We're going to pitch Journey Begins, I think. All right, we are good to resolve our Cityscape here. Ephemeral Mire is a little bit of a problem. That is an unblockable 3-2 eventually. We're going to go ahead and get Forest to play tapped, Plains to hand. No easy way of playing this Imposing Iteration yet, but that is something we should be able to do soon. I think at this point, Berry Fermenter is probably going to be getting discarded to Extraction Ritual here next turn. So let's untap and draw. We draw another Smart Shopper. That's exciting. So let's go ahead and play Plains as land for turn. Playing the Plains as land for turn does price us out of Imposing Iteration this turn, but I think that's fine. We're going to go ahead and pay 4 for the Berry Master. Smart Shopper will trigger. Let's see if they have any responses. Blue and green for Avert Disaster. Oh, Island. Yeah, they tapped both blue. Yep, Avert Disaster is going to counter Berry Master. We're going to take 1 from Blind Keela. Small price to pay, I think. We still make the 3 berries off of Smart Shopper. And I think we still want to Extraction Ritual here. Consideration is maybe I swing. No, I don't think I offer the trade on Smart Shopper versus Berry Fermenter. Or sorry, Smart Shopper versus Blind Keela. But now that we know that they don't have interaction up, we can safely Extraction Ritual. We are discarding Berry Fermenter, sacrificing a berry, sacrificing the Smart Shopper. So we will make 3 cyborgs, take 3, draw 3. There's our other Berry Master. Oh, there's our other Berry Master. Let's get you onto the board. Can we kill the Blind Keela this turn? Do we kill the Blind Keela this turn? I don't think we do. But we can Pathetic Cocoon. Make 2 berries. Crack 2 berries for Smart Shopper. Make 2 berries. And hold up a Berry Master activation. And we'll just go ahead and swing 1. Opponent takes 1. Feeling much more comfortable here. Avert Disasters are going to be double blue moving forward here. But opponent is on 5 cards in hand, only with a Blind Keela in play. And kind of in an awkward position. Because we're sitting in a pretty place where any colorless land gets us an Imposing Iteration, and they need to hold up interaction for that. Because Imposing Iteration right now makes 3 cyborgs, makes 3 berries, so that's 6, plus the 7 we have in play, that's 13. Harbor Mail here is going to be strong. We get a K to our opponent. Still nervous here. Haven't cinched anything. We're still in a sketchy position. They binned an Agent of Deception. That's nice. Irrelevance to our hand, but nice to see that they're kind of just pitching away. Stack interaction. Digging for something that is more of an out. I can't help but feel like having land plus Aqua Crew would be nice here just to sort of stabilize a little bit for them. But we do now have ourselves in a position where we could just Berry Master Aqua Crew twice, which is exactly where I want to be, I think. Like, if, barring good finds off of Journey Begins and, oh, we're seeing them tap for 3. Okay, they're playing Seafloor Treasures again. That's very good for us. So we're currently on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 on board. 10, 11 when we activate Berry Master, kill Blind Keela. Takes them to 8. Barring an untapped blue source, we can, or just an untapped land in general that they're holding up for interaction, we can Imposing Iteration off of a colorless land from Journey Begins. Actually, even if they have an untapped land, it needs to be a blue source. Otherwise, they can't hold up Avert Disaster. And we can pay for Nomina Deception right now, thanks to Berry Fermenter surviving that empty shell. Whew. This is why I was a little concerned from people leaning on empty shell outside of artifact decks. Blind Keela to bins, that's 3 Keelas out. Paying a blue for Root Fossil. Oh my goodness, they had the untapped land, and they're not holding up interaction. That's huge for us. So, just double-checking something real quick. They have the 1 untapped land. Just making sure. Being safe. They could All That Remains if they have one in Graveyard. Just something I'm saying out loud. Do they even have an All That Remains in Graveyard? No. They're out of interaction. They are F6'd. Okay, if we have a window to win, it's going to be here. We draw Smiling Sludge. Journey Begins. Top 5. Light Vein, Fisher, Cogwork Harvester, Journey Begins. Yeesh. I think that's just going to be Harvester, because none of the rest of these are useful. We don't want these lands. We don't want Journey Begins. So ship those to bottom. Don't care about the order. Pay 2 for Smiling Sludge. We get the Smiling Sludge. We are going to pay to activate Berry Master. We're going to give Pathetic Cocoon +2/+2, Blind Keela -2/-2, and sacrifice 2 berries. Gain 2 from Smiling Sludge. We got the GGs, we got the concession. Holy crap, I did not think that was going to go the way it would. Alrighty, so one of the things that I'm thinking about with this matchup, Soul Guide Lantern, obviously designed to hate out graveyard decks. Our opponent, obviously on a lot of graveyard synergies. Root Fossil, Aqua Crew, Warden of Depths, Avert Disaster, All That Remains, Empty Shell, Seafloor Treasures. All of these cards that care about their graveyard. And they even have, you know, Aqua Crew Flagship in their sideboard. They have Chronicle of Extinction in their sideboard. So the logic says Soul Guide Lantern is good here to fight their graveyard. I'm not boarding in Soul Guide Lantern here, and I've got two reasons why. The first reason why is that it is going to dilute our deck for things that kill them. I think we need things that kill them, because if we're not killing them, they're surviving and they have time to win. This is a matchup where we just need to rush them down every opportunity we get, find windows, and push them onto onto the back foot every chance we get. So with that in mind, we don't want to dilute our deck from things that kill them actively. The other reason why I don't think Soul Guide Lantern is really good here is because their best cards are instants. All That Remains can be played around the Lantern. Seafloor Treasures can be played around the Lantern. Aqua Crew enters and immediately mills 6. So if we don't want them to gain the life, we have to hit their graveyard and hope they mill 6 cards of the same type, and even then they still gain 1. I think that's very unlikely. They're usually going to mill 3 or 4 types. And Warden of Depths, like this is just a big dumb 6/6. The Lantern's not going to stop Warden of Depths from being a big dumb 6/6. And most critically, I think Harbor Mail is going to be a headache for us to deal with, because it doesn't care about Soul Guide Lantern. It goes to exile upon resolution, then goes to graveyard when you cast another spell with Surface, and Lantern doesn't interact with that at all. So I think Lantern might genuinely be an oversight for the sideboard for this match, for this tournament in general, because the matchups where I want Lantern would be matches like this, and this is not a matchup where I think Lantern is actually all that good. So with that in mind, we're not going up on Lantern. What are we going up? We're not playing Gone Pickin'. I don't think we're really too focused on wanting to pick off individual things on their board. In a Nightmare scenario where they get an Aqua Crew or a Warden of Depths, we're going to have to do what we can to win through that. A big enough board of berries does get through with Berry Master. Hungry Blob we could look at through just like picking off, I guess, root fossils, picking off Omen of Deceptions, but there's not really a whole lot of important things for us to pick off. We could maybe pick off an Aqua Crew flagship. Psyhawk, similarly, surface spells are copied on the stack, so are not tokens, so we can't disrupt that. Really, the only thing to consider here is Yeji. And I think Yeji is worthwhile, because they're going to do what they can to pressure out our permanents. Our permanents are going to be a problem for them, going to be a headache for them. And so any chance where we get to rebuy our permanents is going to be important. So with that in mind, I think we're going to go down we're going to go down the Imposing Iterations. Iteration feels really awkward in a matchup where they have several hard counterspells and several soft counterspells. 5 mana is a lot. We kind of saw in that game, it's also really awkward. We only have so many ways of making colorless mana, and they're not fetchable. We aren't on One of Wastes. That might have been a situation where we would have wanted a One of Wastes, but even then we needed the forests and the plains as well, so we could do things like cast Berry Master without expending any of our artifacts. So Iteration's going to go down to 0 in the main deck, 2 in the board once again. And then we can consider either 3 Extraction Rituals or 2 Deadly Disputes in the main here. I think we want to be on Cogwork Harvesters, we want to be on Berry Fermenters, we want to keep all of our Smart Shoppers, we want to keep creatures here in this matchup. We could maybe go down the Pathetic Cocoon, but if we're going down the Cocoon, we'd want to go down one of the Disputes or Rituals as well anyways. I'm going to go down a Ritual. I think our creatures are really important in this matchup, and I'm not as keen on sacrificing most of our creatures as I am in other matches. Obviously, it's still good to sacrifice a creature when we have Yeji online, but as good as Extraction Ritual is, maybe we go down the Deadly Dispute. It really saved us in that match, but I think actually Extraction Ritual just has the high roll potential, so we're going to keep it. Okay. You're up a game. You have to win one of the next 2 to be in the top 2 seeds of the tournament. This is the difference between getting into the quarterfinals comfortably versus probably having to play in a qualifier. This is an instant mulligan, not what we want to see here. We're going to have to mulligan to 6 immediately. And that's not much better. Okay. Decision time. 2 Yeji, 2 Journey Begins, Deadly Dispute, Extraction Ritual. We can mulligan away a Yeji, keep 6, play Light Vein on green, and try and dig ourselves out of this hole. But interaction is a nightmare for us. I think if there's any matchup where I'm going to feel safe to keep a hand like this, it is this matchup. We're going to take a risk here. Journeys do get us back in this game in a significant way in terms of being able to make land drops, being able to take game actions. Fissure on 1 for our opponent. We will draw a Smiling Sludge. Light Vein on green. We're going to pass. They crack Fissure on our end step. This tells me they might have too many lands in hand. My personal opinion, I think because Fissure gets the land untapped, you're best off trying to activate it with as much information as possible. That is blue and black up. They might have the Omen of Deception here. But that is another Nascent Light Vein. So we will have a land drop to play here. Went back to hand. Yeah, Journey Begins. That is an Omen of Agent of Deception. We get an oop. Oh, one of those moments where Agent only hitting creatures and planeswalkers is really fortunate. View top 5. Coalesced Core, Coalesced Mesa, Coalesced Cliff with our with our one card that cares about colorless mana no longer in the deck. All of the colorless lands to the bottom is great here. We could take the second Smiling Sludge and just gamble on not having a land. I'm gonna take the plains. I'm not gonna risk things here. We're gonna get plains to hand, and we have a choice here. We could run out the plains. We could run out the Nascent Light Vein. Plains gives less information. Let's just play the plains because we're gonna play the Nascent Light Vein on black anyways, unless we draw a swamp here. So better to not give them information on what's in our hands. Oh, did we put rest on bottom? View top 4. Thank you to our opponent. These are not supposed to be here. Would not have liked drawing these anyways, aside from the Smiling Sludge, but they're not supposed to be on top anyways. Yep, just instantly sending one at us. That makes sense. And they're passing. So this could be Avert Disaster being held up here. We'll untap and we will draw a forest. So what if we just Journey Begins here? We get a K. View top 5. Pathetic Cocoon, Smiling Sludge, Coalesced Core, Deadly Dispute, Coalesced Mesa. What if we reveal Pathetic Cocoon and just go Light Vein untapped for black, play Cocoon? I like that a lot. Because next turn we can try and go Yeji holding up a black with Nascent Light Vein and just Extraction Ritual like discard a card from hand. It's not the best Extraction Ritual, but let's get a Cocoon. Ship these to the bottom. Did it properly this time. Light Vein. Set annotation to black. And run out the Cocoon. What you got? You get the K. And that's our opponent not doing anything to us on the stack. Blind Keela is coming down here, though. So we will take one. And if I understand correctly with how Extraction Ritual and Yeji works, because this came up in an earlier round, Yeji is when we cast, triggers as we cast the second spell, or at us casting the second spell, rather. We're just going to block here, take 1. So Extraction Ritual getting countered does not stop Yeji from potentially getting back the Pathetic Cocoon. And the nice thing here is if we go Yeji and Yeji gets countered, then we guarantee the Extraction Ritual goes through. So we will untap and draw. That's a Berry Fermenter. That will be nice on subsequent turns. I'm going to pay 3 for Yeji. Opponent has an interesting choice to make here. That's an Avert Disaster. They will get the Blind Keela trigger. Putting it on top. Alrighty. I'm going to Extraction Ritual, discard, sacrifice, sacrifice. So we make 3 cyborgs, take 3, draw 3. That's a scrap weight. That's also a feasting predator, which is very big. Because that will start picking off their 1 toughness creatures here. I will take any trades that they offer here. If they attack me, I will block in a heartbeat. I'm also, I think, before I do anything, I'm going to play Feasting Predator. Oh, they're going to turn sideways. Yeah, we're just going to get that off the board. We go get a forest off of Primal Fisher, paying a green for Root Fossil. The unfortunate thing is I was absolutely going to try and use Yeji plus Extraction Ritual to sneak a Berry Fermenter in play, but no dice. So we untap. We draw Sunlit Ruins with no swamp. Love to see that. We can go Nascent Light Vein on black, play Berry Fermenter here. Yeah, we're going to do Light Vein on black. And go for the Berry Fermenter. Because if they have an Avert Disaster, this is going to force it out of them. That's an Avert Disaster, I think. That is an Avert Disaster. All right. Yep, we're going to take 1 from Blind Keela. They're going to do their Surveilling. I think I might just scrap weight the Blind Keela. They've been an empty shell. So something worth considering. This could be them holding an empty shell already and not wanting a second one. Maybe this is our opportunity to get Smiling Sludge in play. Yeah, that's what it is. Alrighty. We're gonna take any block any block they offer us with Blind Keela because their removal for Smiling Sludge kills it without Blind Keela being exposed to your Empty Shell on the Smiling Sludge. They had a second one. Sure thing. Yeah, they notably don't have a whole lot of like single target artifact interaction. They're swinging 2 at us here. Holding up blue. This could be another Advert Disaster. This can be a couple different things. With Berry Master being the draw here, let's go ahead and offer up a Feasting Predator to the Avert Disaster. Do they have the third one? They have the third one. Youch. That's some unfortunate luck there. But they are missing land drops, which is nice. They ban a redeveloped cityscape, which is interesting because they're missing land drops. Though I guess a root fossil does get that back. Oh no, it only gets lands you surveilled. Right. So they could have activated on upkeep, but they don't have that ability right now because they don't know it's on top. Alrighty. Well, yeah, let's just scrap weight this idiot. Get out of here. Sunlit Ruins tapped. Chunker for 2. We pass. And the nice thing is we're going to be Berry Mastering with 2 berries in play and 6 mana, which means we have the mana up for Omen of Deception, have the mana up for Agent of Deception, unless there's 2 agents. Redevelop Cityscape from hand. Interesting. Alrighty. Only thing that stops Berry Master here is going to be... especially with that swamp draw, the only thing that stops Berry Master here is 4th Avert Disaster. So let's make him have it. They're root fossiling here. Been a Seafloor Treasures. Been a Blind Keela. Been a Harbor Mail. We get the K. 2 more berries. They're cityscaping away Omen of Slaughter. Oh, and they boarded that in. Wow. Getting Island to play, Swamp to hand. All right, they are escaping or surfacing Root Fossil. Playing a Swamp as land for turn. What could they have here that would be a problem? They could empty shell whatever I'm buffing. So that's reason to buff the Berry Master. They could Omen of Slaughter me, which is more reason to not distribute my buffs. biggest question, I think, is do I just Berry Master kill the Reborn Lily now? So I've got 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 on board. Take them to 5 with 5 on board, but that also puts me to no berries in play. I think hmm. I think I'm going to hold on to the Cogwork Harvester in hand. The question really just becomes, do I let them make a block? Them binning Harbor Mail is weird to me. I think this is just going to be the cleanest play. And we gain 8. Much more comfortable life total. This thing gaining 4 on each activation is crazy. Alrighty. Turn sideways. Yep, they take 9. If we hold onto this, we get to we have the out of drawing Yeji, so we're just gonna hold onto the Harvester here. They are replaying a Seafloor Treasures. So while they do that, let's reset Power Toughness here. So they're digging for something to get them out of this, because we have 5 on board, they're at 5. So they need something to get back into play. I think the best draw for them is going to be Aqua Crew. Okay, Nation Light Veins untapped. Granted, if they Aqua Crew, they have nothing in graveyard they can play right now. They're not playing it on a green source. We will draw. I don't love the idea of swinging in here in the face of an Aqua Crew. Oh, an Aqua Crew can really turn this game around. Would have been a big reason to want to hold up berries with Berry Master. Our draws have been rough, though. 21 lands, and this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And this was on a 1-lander, too. We're banking this swamp in hand. We've got 3 black sources. We are absolutely holding this for another extraction ritual. I think the question really just becomes, do we swing in the 2 cyborgs and offer one of them up to get blown out by Aqua Crew here? Yeah. Oh, 3 mana. 4, 5. Yep, Aqua Crew, here they come. Milling Agent, Omen, Cityscape, Warden, Ephemeral Mire, Aqua Crew. Warden costs 9 to surface, and they're at 7. So they gain 5 here. There's no cards in their graveyard they can play back. So currently Aqua Crew uh, does not have the ability to remove something. Get the Harvester in play here. We're in a very scary spot here. Agent of Deception. Just clarifying whether they wanted to try and counter Harvester, because that is a fair consideration. I didn't consider that they had mana up, but they did. Okay. Island from hand. Okay. We are not getting Aqua Crude here. We have a window. Okay. Smart Shopper is big. Smart Shopper enters. We make 2 berries. It's 3, 4, 5. We're just going to send the team. All right. I'm cool with letting the cyborg go here. Opponent takes 4, an agent dies. And our opponent is now... Land gets back Warden of Depths, which puts us in a whole host of trouble. Because that also removes Aqua Crew. Or that also removes Berry Master with Aqua Crew, rather. Okay. What am I hoping they draw here? Like, I kind of don't want them to draw a land. I don't want them to draw Root Fossil, Blind Keela, Agent of Deception, Omen of Deception, Omen of Slaughter, even. No, I want them to draw Avert Disaster, because they had 3. I want them to draw the 4th. I need them to draw a counterspell here. Fingers crossed. 3 Omens, 1 Agent, 1 Avert Disaster. Need to see one of those. Land is, I think, the worst case scenario. Because then they get to Warden of Depths. Oh, that's a land, but it's not an important one. Oh my god, the tapped land. We're gonna win. Oh my goodness. So now we untap. We draw. Journey begins. Make a construct. Make a berry. You top 5. Uh, get Smiling Sledge. We could also get Berry Fermenter to make more berries. We just get the Smiling Sledge. Move everything to bottom. We're just gonna pay 2 and cast Sludge. Okay. Lethal without attacks, not even needing to expose myself to combat. Wanted to let me choose how I'm killing. I respect that so much, Itai. Thank you. Gotta go for the combo when I'm offered the chance. So many ways to kill. Whew. All right, we are 4-0 through Swiss. That is exactly what we were hoping for. So now we are going into top cut in first or second seed. Given where we're at in the rankings, we are the lowest ranking 3-0 player going into this round. So I'm not anticipating being first seed. It is going to be either Scribble or Cool Beans who's going to be sitting at first seed, I suspect. But even then, being second seed means we're going to be going first on almost every single match, which is exactly where we want to be in this top cut. Gets us into a very comfortable position. I believe also guarantees us a quarterfinals match against whoever wins their qualifier. So if I'm right, there will be a little bit of a delay between this round and our next match because if I'm correct, our next opponent is going to have to be one of 2 players in a qualifying match. But we'll see how that all shakes out. In the meantime, that's a bit of a celebration. Definite cause for celebration. We are 4-0 with berries. 4-0 and I believe 8-1 across the matches. Alrighty. Thank you all for tuning in, and I will see you when the top cut begins. Wish me luck.